There's a big difference between talking and reporting, especially right now with a fire hose worth of news coming your way. You know what helps? Having reporters in the field. I'm Brad Milkey from ABC News, and that's what we've got on ABC's daily podcast, Start Here. Every morning, Start Here takes you across the country and around the world for a quick, smart look at the stories that matter. It's fast, it's straightforward, and sometimes, gasp, news can even be fun. So let's meet up tomorrow morning. Listen to Start Here wherever you get your podcasts.
Today on CityCast Madison. It's almost February, and Madison has loads of events in store. Whether you're looking for date night ideas, a little Mardi Gras inspiration, or just ways to escape this slushy frost, we got you. So, to keep you in the know, me and newsletter editor Hayley Sperling each picked out favorites to serve as your guide to February in Madison. It's Wednesday, January 31st. I'm Bianca Martin, and here's what Madison's talking about. All right, it is almost February, and we are doing our rounding up where we might be out in these streets, looking at events and things to look forward to. I'm here with Hayley Sperling. Hayley, what's up?
Hello, Bianca. We are out in these streets in February. It's cold.
It's cold and mushy. We wanted to give you guys a head start on looking ahead to next month, give you some ideas for what's coming up. Hayley, let's start with one of yours. What's one event that you might go check out next month?
So, of course, February, I'm thinking about Valentine's Day. But I'm also, yes, we got a lot of love in the house. I'm also thinking about Palentine's Day and Galentine's Day for my girlies out there. And if there's one thing the girlies love, it is Taylor Swift. And on February 3rd, the Majestic is actually hosting a Taylor Swift versus Olivia Rodrigo dance night. I'm kind of obsessed with these like themed nights that Majestic and like all the local venues have been putting on, right? Like it's kind of just a nice way to make the slow music season still feel lively and also like really cater to people's interests. So it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like, right? This one is Saturday the 3rd, starts at 8 p.m., a full night of eras and guts for every fan. And eras referring to Taylor Swift, guts referring to Olivia Rodrigo. I, as much of a like full millennial I am, like I'm fully millennial girl, I love Olivia Rodrigo. Like, she's fun. I kind of wish that, like, I went through a high school breakup and I could listen to her high school breakup songs. I think that would, like, it heals a little inner part of me. And I know that there's a lot of Swifties out there, too. So if you can't get your Taylor Swift fill, this one, again, this is on the theme of, like, Galentine/Palentines, because why not? Merchant, the next day, on Sunday the 4th, is hosting a Taylor Swift trivia night. So that should be interesting because I know there are at least some girlies in my friend group who could tell you everything about this woman backwards and forwards and inside and outside and all the conspiracy theories and whatnot. I know there are a lot of those people in this town, like for sure. So I kind of think that this event is going to get a little heated. I'm really interested to see how it turns out. I hope people show up, you know, like dressed to impress because it's super fun when that happens. Yeah, so those are kind of like the first ones to like ease into the month.
Just to ease in. I definitely saw those events and thought, ooh, they're looking for the spice. They're trying to tap into the obvious motion of the ocean. And these Swifties certifiably are here, and pitting her against Olivia Rodrigo is fascinating. And I thought I would be really excited to see what that merchant,
I think it's nice.
The trivia would be like, you know, put that knowledge to work.
Yeah. And aside from that, too, there are like other actual Galentines, Palentines Day themed events happening this month as well. So the sister restaurant to Merchant, Lucille, is hosting a Palentine's Day bash. And it's actually, I think it's really cute. On February 10th, you get to do a little like DIY bouquet bar and friendship bracelets. Like, it's really cute. There's going to be special cocktails and photo booths and, of course, you know, music and dancing. So, like, that's a really cute one for girls and friends alike. We love it. And also on the 10th, Thistle and Elm over on High Point Road is hosting a Galentine's Day event on the 10th. And it's a fun one for the girlies again. You know, they're hosting an event that's going to have like permanent jewelry and more like floral arrangements and sweet treats. And of course, another photo booth. So there's lots of opportunities to take pics with your girlies.
I like it. Yes. I have an event to bring up that's related to Valentine's Day and the idea of, you know, little bracelets. That's like some sort of gift, you know. I think this time of year people think, you know, ignore any of the commercialism, but there is some commercialism in it. But if you're going to take part, finding a bespoke gift for someone, something that really speaks to them personally about their identity is fun. And also maybe the opportunity to support local. There's an event coming up called Hearts and Crafts that's being put on.
Love that.
Yes, by Wayward Tattoos. It's going to be a mini craft market on the 11th. And that'll be in the afternoon, 12 to 4. Wayward Tattoos is this awesome woman-owned shop with talented artists, including Claire Warhouse, who I've known for a long time in Madison. It's just this total bad bee artist who made a poster for my sister's band, former band Fox, that had my father on it, my late father, and it was just so well done and just totally resembled him, and then had like crystals behind him and cobras and all of these things that were about his identity. These are talented artists, and when I looked at the roster of the people who were interested, it was a bunch of creative people in my circles, including you, Hayley Sperling. I saw that you were interested on that event.
Yes, I'm very interested.
Yeah, but that just like that got my attention because I also like walking by that shop. I was always curious. I'm like, oh, what's going on there? It's on East Wash, and it turns out they're the stylish, you know, space that it is because of the stylish people who work there. So go support some local folks if you're interested in getting, you know, maybe a little piece of artwork or a little craft for your loved ones for Valentine's Day.
Yes, I love that. And also, yeah, just another +1 to Wayward. I have a couple of tattoos from one of the artists there, and another +1 to Claire, because she has done art for Tone Madison a few times too. So that's super, super awesome. We love people who support local journalism. And in return, we love to support local businesses and local artists and creatives. I remember seeing this event come up like on my Facebook feed, and I'm like, that sounds fun. I like that. How did I not grab that for this conversation? I'm glad you did.
Mini craft fair. That's the one I thought. I'm like, oh, maybe Hayley's going to bring this one and we're both going to bring it. But what's your next event?
Well, speaking of crafts, there are a couple of cool markets happening this month, the month of February. If you'll recall, in our New Year's resolution episode, I said that I wanted to be a little bit more thrifty. I wanted to be a little bit more conscious of where I spend my dollars and to make sure that I'm, you know, creating as little waste as possible. And so in that spirit, Communication is hosting a thrifty market on February 17th, which is super exciting.
Hey!
Yes, they're going to have a bunch of vintage resellers there who will have like cheap vintage stuff and exciting vintage things. A lot of stuff that's just the description says a lot of it will be priced under $20, which is super exciting. So like very, very affordable, very accessible. They're also going to have a Build-A-Pair earring pop-up, which is super cute. You'll be able to like choose the charms and lengths and like the style of earring, and you can assemble that on your own, which is like super, super exciting. And again, it's hosted at Communication, which is a masked space, so masks are required, which is again also nice because COVID is still in the air, quite literally, and RSV cases are very much spiking in Dane County, so keep yourself and your loved ones safe. So I'm super stoked about that. There's also a Madison Makers Winter Market and Pub Crawl happening that day. So that day, again, it's the 17th. So it's kind of similar, you know, it's another family-friendly event, which is super awesome. And you can shop handmade gifts from local artists, candles, jewelry, paper goods, baked goods, all that stuff. And since this is like a crawl, quote unquote, event, it's taking place at multiple venues. So some of the venues that have signed on already include State Line Distillery, Working Draft, Old Sugar Distillery, Vintage, The Sylvie, and it looks like there will be more to come.
That sounds fun.
So that's super exciting.
Love those places.
Yeah. Both of these are happening on the 17th. So you can kind of just like, if you're out and about, just like bop around. And of course, you know, like they're not too far apart. Communication is over in the Sassy neighborhood on Milwaukee Street. So like if you're on the east side, and y'all know me, I'm an east side girly. There's lots of good stuff happening over here.
Yeah, the Shake Atwood.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah,
we love it out
for the new folk among us. I've got an event to bring forward that's also on the 17th. Speaking of bopping around, this month, you know, we talked about Valentine's Day. This month is also Mardi Gras. And the sort of Mardi Gras spirit and carnival. And on, this Saturday, February 17th, there will be a big party, Madison Carnival 2024, at the Majestic Theater on King Street.
Wow.
So Majestic's coming through in this combo with the Handphibians and the Ochimo Brazilian dance group. That is an adult, 18 plus. Don't want to make any assumptions if you're listening and you're under 18. I'm excited that you're listening to us. But this is really going to be fun. Like a very energized event. It's a long-standing party that actually apparently started back in 1998, according to the Handphibians website. But Handphibians, if you haven't heard of them, are a group of drummers who study and perform different styles of Brazilian music. And I learned about them back in my earlier Madison life days when I took a UW Spanish class with a member. And I just, you know, getting a chance to see them, they're extremely spirited. And this party's always included other music groups and dancers. So they're featuring the Ochimo Brazilian Dance Company, who looks amazing. And some of these names are in Portuguese. So be gentle on me if you want to send us an email, because I didn't pronounce things right. But some of the other groups will be Marcos de Jesus, Cansao Bossa Nova Project, For Show, Group Balança, and Capoeira Brazilian martial arts. So it's gonna be like pop-in energy. I personally could use some of that bright, energetic Caribbean and South American vibes. Have you heard of the Handphibians before?
I have not, but I love the name. It sounds amazing. Like truly they won. Like that's the best group name that I've heard in a very long time. But I love this. It sounds like they're going to bring a lot of heat in many aspects of the word to the Majestic in February, which we so desperately need, you know, after this deep cold snap.
Yes.
This sounds like the party that the people need right now.
This is the party that the people need. That's the catchphrase. And one of the things I'm most excited about is this Ochimo Brazilian dance group. The ladies are were dancing in the spirit of the Rio Carnival. And they were the traditional outfits, including, with the African influences, like the feathers, which originally from the African costumes, they symbolize like rebirth and I guess the rise of spirits, which are like important aspects of the Brazilian carnival. And I think the point of the event is in part to like introduce you or to celebrate Brazilian culture. So this is something that's pretty exciting. And it's particularly exciting for me because I like shiny things.
Me too. I love that.
It's the beaded, I have to self-centeredly share this story because it just makes me so happy. But not only am I drawn to those like beaded outfits because I grew up in Baraboo, the home of the Ringling Circus, which had very similar outfits, the bras and kind of almost like a swimsuit, but they've got like things dangling that when you shake, they shake with you. One of my unnecessary pandemic expenditures was two outrageously beautiful carnival outfits. So in the heyday of the pandemic, when I was living alone in Chicago and just like so sad and you couldn't, when you literally couldn't go places, I rationalized buying these from Etsy, and they're still waiting in my closet to be busted out. And they're very proper, like golden, yellow, stunning, like you need some confidence to wear that. So
absolutely,
I give kudos and cheers to the folks in the Brazilian dance group that are going to go out there and give it their best. It's going to be really exciting.
I love that. Whenever I think of Carnival, like I just think of like Rihanna's iconic outfits. And I'm picturing I'm picturing you channeling our Queen Ree and just getting down with it. I love it. I love it so much. Well, I have another suggestion if people are looking for some warmth, but maybe aren't really looking to dance. That's totally fine, too. One thing that's happening in town, and this is happening kind of over a long range, so you've got time to do it, is the Orchid Quest and Orchid Escape over at Old Brick Garden.
Yes.
It's kind of self-explanatory in a way. Orchid Escape essentially is happening at the Bulls Conservatory, and it features over 1,000 different blooming orchids that are, quote, artfully displayed for your enjoyment. And it includes some new orchids that were special ordered, and it's very exciting. And if you know orchids, they're just like beautiful flowers. They're very finicky and like very persnickety sometimes. So like they're very special. And so the Old Brick Gardens is hosting Orchid Escape. It started at the end of January and it runs through March 3rd. So you've got some time, pretty much happens throughout the whole month of February. But if you want to go like on a specific day, one exciting thing that's happening like within Orchid Escape is Orchid Quest. Which is hosted specifically by, bear with me, the Orchid Growers Guild of Madison. And so this is their annual orchid show and sale that is happening February 3rd and 4th. So it's at the Old Brick Gardens again, and the Old Brick Gardens is hosting the show, and this is the 35th year of the Orchid Growers Guild hosting Orchid Quest, so that's pretty exciting. And of course, like, this is a family-friendly event, so great for kids of all ages. And if you have been thinking about going to Old Brick Conservatory, now is the time. February is the time, because I've got a little news for you. The Bulls Conservatory is actually set to close this upcoming season for pretty much like the first time since it opened like 3 decades ago. It's of course, not closing forever, but it's going to close in March for maintenance. And that closure will last for a couple of months, it seems, probably until about mid-June. So if you want to see the orchids, if you want to get a little tropical escape, February is the time to do it. Orchid Escape ends March 3rd. And of course, the outdoor gardens will remain open, but it's it's still cold, you know. You don't want to be outside in the cold. So, hot tip.
Wow. I'm so glad that you brought that news to us, because I was just literally thinking yesterday, I really enjoy being out on this walk by the lake, and it is so gray. I kind of feel like I need some humid, lush greenery. And I saw some photos from a friend who went to the orchid exhibit. So, dang, yeah, better get in there. It's
Yeah, exactly. No, my parents literally just went to a conservatory. They live in Minneapolis, so they went to a conservatory out there, and they were like, if you've got one of these, you should go. And I was like, yeah, I'll go. And of course, like, you know, I live very close to the conservatory, so it's kind of that thing that I always pass by, but have never really. I actually don't think I've been in there. I've been to the gardens once. Maybe twice. But yeah, I haven't taken advantage of it. And now that like they're going to be closing for a little bit, it's like, okay, we got to do it. Like now's the incentive. So are we going to go see some orchids together, Bianca?
I would love that. And I think maybe we walk or we bike, because I think I get intimidated by the number of cars that I see, because I know it's a popular spot. But I think the majesty of those flowers, I mean, as you said, it can't be overstated. So I think it is an appropriate time. I can kind of they look like little aliens to me. Thanks to the movie.
So alien. They're so alien. And also, like you brought up the parking situation. Yes, like the parking lot at Ulbrich can fill up pretty quickly, but thankfully all of the road work is done on Atwood Avenue. So it is fully open now, and it's a lot easier for pedestrians to cross the street and to get around and to navigate, and for bikers as well. So yeah, this is really great if you have the means to walk. It's a lot easier these days to walk, and driving is a little bit less intimidating as well, because there's not an orange cone like every 3 inches. So we don't have to worry about that.
Thank goodness. It's very, very exciting having those roads. And they're so nice. They're so nice.
So
yeah,
nice.
Smooth.
It's so nice.
Smooth driving. Hayley, well, this has been lovely. Did you have anything else?
Well, we talked a lot about like Palentine's, Galentines. I didn't really get anything into like super Valentine specific.
Oh, sure.
But with that, I recently put together a list of Madison-inspired date ideas and some of Madison's best date spots, thanks to the lovely readers of Madison Minutes who gave me a lot of suggestions. So if you want some inspiration for your Valentine's date, head to madison.citycast.fm. We will have a lot of ideas for you, and we'll also link that in the show notes, of course. But as usual, you know, there's dinner specials and stuff going on, but like I've got some good ideas for you. So check it out there.
I love it. And while we are doing last minute ads, I did want to share for Mardi Gras, I mentioned Carnival, but there's a Mardi Gras Bacchanal with Mama Digdown's band. And we talked to them on the show, and I did go and see them for their 30th anniversary party at the Burr Oak. Another full of energy, fantastic musician group, Mama Digdown's band, and that's on February 13th at the High Noon Saloon. So tried to sneak a couple in there at the end. Definitely, I'm gonna look at that date spot right up. So thank you guys for writing in.
Oh yeah,
and Hayley for putting that together. As always, it's been fun, and so you guys know we do. You know, there are so many events and so many things to bring forward. So these are, you know, some of our top ones.
Yay!
Thanks, Hayley.
Thanks, Bianca. See you at the conservatory.
Yes. That was Hayley Sperling, our Madison Minutes newsletter editor. That's all for today here on CityCast Madison. I'm Bianca Martin. If you enjoyed the show, why not share this episode with the Swiftie in your life? We'll be back tomorrow morning with more stories from around the city. Ciao.